Now, when you can fudge so much, how can you protect your populations from these migrants, illegal migrants?
Can I engage you in a back and forth here? All of this would require 3 or 4 different things at the very minimum. Somebody with a vision to push that population inside, somebody with the resources to fund that exercise, somebody with the ability to oversee the legal procedure required to create the documentation necessary for it, somebody to deal with the judicial establishment or the administrative establishment on the ground. Do you think all of this is happening organically?
No.
Clearly not. So I'm not being a conspiracy theorist when I air this, right? Okay. Sometimes we get so mired in the present that we fail to, let's say, magnify out and then see what is the bigger picture that's emerging. And which is why, just for the heck of it and not for the heck of it, and not to push the second book, it has pushed itself enough, I wanted to quote 2 specific statistics for your audience. This is from the second book, India, Bharat and Pakistan, which was released in 2022. 2 pages, page 114 and page 485. Just allow me to show this.
Sure.
Because what you'll realize is, we are back to where we were. Okay? What is the milestone that I'm discussing in these chapters? You'll understand gradually. The first milestone is the partition of Bengal in 1906 and the circumstances leading to it, because 1906 did not happen in one go. Okay, rather 1905 did not happen in one go. 1906 is stuck in my head because that's the year that the Muslim League was formed in, I think, December 1906, where again in Bengal. Okay, and then the election, prior to the partition, at least 25 years prior to partition, what are the numbers telling us? And we didn't focus on them enough. So let me just do this for you. Okay, page number 114, this is what I refer to, where the milestone which referred to...
Can I just interrupt you? For viewers and listeners, it's episode 32, which discusses this book.
Right.
So if you want details about this book, it's in episode 32. But yeah, let's go to this.
So here at page number 114, perhaps at the bottom of the page, third paragraph, I'm referring to a milestone that led to the deepening of Islamic consciousness in Bengal. This was 1872 census. Okay. And this is what the census told us around that period, which gave the confidence both to the interested parties as well as the colonizer to start laying the ground for a partition of Bengal. Okay. Let me come to the 1872 census. Here's what I've said. Coming back to the 1872 census, it was revealed that the population of Hindus and Muslims in Bengal was 1.81 crores and 1.76 crores respectively. This is Bengal of 1872. I repeat, 1.81 crores versus 1.76 crores respectively, Hindus versus Muslims. By 1891, Hindus were slightly over 1.8 crores against 1.95 crore Muslims. Which were the districts which were Muslim majority? And I hope people understand where these districts fall today. Districts such as Bogra, Rajshahi, Noakhali, Chittagong, Pabna, Bakarganj, Tipera, Maimansingh, they had all become Muslim majority districts, with Muslims comprising more than 60% of the population and in some cases close to 80%. And these numbers have not been pulled out of some Sanghi literature. This is hardcore left literature that I had to cite, written by communists of Bengal. I can give the names of the authors as well, Amalendu De, so on and so forth. Then, this is what happened in 1872. If this was the figure in 1872, what do you think would have been the figure by the time it reached 1906?
No.
And around that time, Bengal
60,
included Assam. Hence, this entire history is common to Bengal and Assam. It's not indifferent to this. Okay. Now, here's another figure for people to consider. This is from page number 485 of the book. I hate to be wrong when it comes to some of these issues, but unfortunately, I think I've been right. This is from chapter 9 of the book, titled Malegaon, Malabar, Gulbarga and Kohat, the two-nation theory in action. And
anybody would think that they are disconnected places.
Correct. I selected each of these places from all parts of the country to show how it was emerging. Okay. And this is page number 485, at the bottom of which I've captured a table from Mushirul Hassan's book titled Nationalism and Communal Politics in India, 1916 to 1928. And he captures the Muslim population based on the census of 1921. Just bear with me for a moment. I'm giving only the percentages of Muslim population based on the provinces. Madras was 6.71. Bombay was 19.74. Bengal was 54%. United Provinces, 14.28%. Punjab was 55.33%. Bihar and Orissa, 10.85%. Central Provinces, 4.05%. Assam, 28.96%. Northwest Frontier Province, 91.62. Northwest Frontier Province is not in Bharat. Assam has been part of the Greater Bangladesh Project. Part of Punjab has gone to the other side. Part of Bengal has gone to the other side.
Tamil Nadu is
6.71 at that point in Madras. So therefore, the tipping point is over 20%. And once it reaches 28 to 30%, then history tells us that these figures, 25 years from this particular figure, this is 21, 47, 46, another 25 years, it was coming. I wrote this bearing this in mind. I said numbers can't lie, here are the numbers. Okay. Now therefore,
we're already going into 30-35% in many places.
Many places. And when someone laughs at this proposition, how can Hindu majority India have such a problem despite being a majority? What kind of cowardice is this? What kind of paranoia is this? Because it gets taken over in parts. It's not a single hostile takeover in one fell swoop. It happens in parts, ward by ward, block by block.
So who are the enablers then?
Enablers are both within and without.
Outside, you've already told me.
I've already said that.
Now,
As far as inside is concerned, I think there is a very complicated picture that's emerging. It's not possible for me to paint everything in one go. Let me try and see what are those layers which I can unpack for your readers or your audience. One, obviously those who believe that the percham of the Mughal flag has to be re-established. That is, of course, there's a core group that has been active all along. And it has its own moderate voices for our consumption. It has its own radical voices for another consumption. It has its own silent people who fund the activities, so on and so forth. Then the second are the useful idiots. Political parties who, in the name of protection of minorities, don't realize what they're playing into, or they fully realize and have still subscribed to it because they think it's inevitable, therefore I might as well throw my weight behind that particular force. Or two, they are too cynical that this won't happen in my lifetime, so let me enjoy power riding on the coattails of this wave. And then this problem is the problem of the next generation. So those are those kind of idiots. But the worst group of this is actually not the Congress. Not that I'm going to give Congress a clean sheet. The worst group are the communists. They are the intellectual enablers of every anti-Hindu, anti-Bharat movement that this country has ever witnessed. And there is no point in comparing them with Bhagat Singh. That he was cut from a different cloth altogether.
That's what they say. Okay.
They have a problem as well. So I would suggest that we actually dissociate the history of post-independence communism with Bhagat Singh. In fact, according to me, after him, or perhaps he was an aberration, his group was an aberration, everybody else was dancing to the tunes of Russia or someone else. Okay, maybe they thought at that point that it's okay to ally with Russia to deal with the British, just as Subhash Chandra Bose thought it's better to deal with somebody else. Right? Yeah. But I think progressively they have become pawns at some point, maybe unconscious, now conscious pawns in the hands of external forces. So communists, I'd certainly lay the blame at their doors. It's not just laying of the blame. I'm clearly saying that there's a problem with the way they operate in this country. In fact, a lot of them should be prosecuted legally for actively pushing an anti-Bharat agenda, openly so.
But wasn't Mamata Banerjee fighting the communists? So shouldn't she have not sided with
It's a fight for power. That doesn't change anything. Fight for power does not mean that the goalpost is different. They only want to occupy the seat. That doesn't mean they wish to change anything on the ground. I remember that when I was a student of IIT Kharagpur between 2006 and 2009, when I was doing my law there, she was known as the person who actually championed the cause of deportation of illegal migrants. That was her electoral plank, for God's sake. She has made statements that affect in the parliament and outside of it. What has happened thereafter? She has become the Masihi or Masihini, whatever you call in their language, the messiah for the illegal migrants at this point. Unfortunately so. Because what is the point of resisting an exercise which is meant to identify the alien or the illegal migrant or the infiltrator from the true citizen? What's wrong with it?
Namaste, Jai Hind. You're watching ANI podcast with Smita Prakash.
अगर हम उसको मस्जिद कहेंगे तो फिर विवाद होगा।
The issue is टूटा है क्या भारत?
400 पार का मतलब ये है कि संविधान खतरे में है।
क्या हम लोग ये निर्देश देते हैं कि फला को गिरफ्तार करके जेल डाल दो?
वही तो कह रहे हैं सब।
ये बेबुनियाद निराधार आरोप।
सच्चा सुनना चाहो देखो स्मिता प्रकाश ANI, it does not lie।